for 3 months, nagkulong ako sa isang apartment doon. I was only paying 5,000 pesos per month in a very crude and very basic na apartment. So, dun ko natutunan kung paano talaga gumawa ng rattan. Kasi ang una-una, nagde-design lang talaga ako eh. Hindi ko alam kung paano, how to put everything together. How do you assemble it? If you really wanna do and start something, make sure that it's something that you know you will fail fast and you will fail cheap.
Asenso Pilipino.
Mga ka-Asenso, special na naman ang episode natin today. We're talking about how art, culture, and functionality came together in one piece of furniture, and behind its story of resilience. While many businesses were shutting down during the pandemic, today's guest was starting his own. With a background in architecture and a deep love for Filipino culture, he used that moment of uncertainty to carve out a name in the world of design, one handcrafted rattan piece at a time. Magandang araw mga ka-Asenso, oras na para sa isang kwentuhang punong-puno ng inspirasyon, impormasyon at syempre kwentong success. I am Isabel Daza, ang kasama niyo po sa Pag-Asenso. Ngayong araw makakasama po natin ang designer behind some of the most talked about furniture pieces today, including the iconic chair from the hit TV series Dirty Linen, and a custom-made piece for no less than Miss Universe Pia Wurtzbach. Mga ka-Asenso, let's welcome Jed Yabot. Good afternoon, Jed.
Hi, good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm
so
good,
happy to have
you.
you here at DTI Asenso Filipino.
Thank you. Maraming salamat sa pag-imbita.
Jed, let's talk about how you started. What was your career before you started this brand? Because kunento natin kanina that during the pandemic mo inisip gawin.
Yes. So basically, before the pandemic, nasa Singapore ako and nasa Tokyo ako as an architect.
Okay.
So all my life, talagang architecture ang tinatrabaho ko. Mga high-rise buildings and mixed-use developments.
Okay.
But it was during the pandemic na I had to return back sa Philippines because hindi ako nagkaroon ng trabaho. So, Singapore, Tokyo, and then bumalik ako ng Singapore. Sa Singapore, nag-shut down ang borders because of the pandemic. So, bumalik ako ng Pilipinas. And that point, sabi ko, baka 2 months na matatapos na tong pandemic na to. Like everyone else thought, but it didn't happen.
Okay.
So, nung time na yon, I had a sense of crisis. Now, what do I do? So, I started the furniture business because I thought, pareho lang siguro yung process ng architecture and ng furniture. It's just that furniture, it's easy to fail fast and fail cheap. Yun ang ano natin sa business, di ba?
Okay, tama.
Fail fast and fail cheap. So we want it to be a small scale lang muna para malaman natin kung magsasucceed tayo sa negosyo or not.
Yes.
And so that's when I started to do furniture business. I just tried to sketch muna on my own and then pinagawa ko yung furniture sa mga workers sa Nueva Ecija.
Yeah. Okay, so it's parang I always get surprised when people have a profession like architecture, tapos iniiwan nila yung trabaho nila to go on and take a risk at something. Did you feel at any point scared?
Of course. But I think sa lahat naman ng negosyo, kinakailangan mo ng appetite for risk.
Tama.
And yun talaga yung pinaka-main ingredient to be able to really succeed and to have that grit, yung pagkakaroon ng fortitude na lahat ng failures kailangan ma-overcome mo.
Yes.
Mga challenges ma-overcome mo.
So as an architecture, matagal ka nang mahilig sa furniture or parang it kind of came
Actually,
to you?
no. Hindi talaga ako mahilig sa furniture at all.
Kasi usually, when you're an architect, di ba, you work with an interior designer.
Yes.
And an interior designer, sila yung gumagawa ng furniture.
Yeah.
So did you ever have parang hilig doon or parang
Never. This is the funny thing. Never in my lifetime I would thought na magiging furniture designer ako.
Yeah.
It was really just that sense of crisis na nagkaroon ako ng eureka moment na siguro we can try out to design something small muna.
Yeah.
And let's see kung papatok.
Yeah.
And pumatok siya. So ngayon, naging furniture designer na talaga ako. So
From architecture?
From architecture, yeah. So we've been doing ang ginagawa ko talaga high-rise buildings. I've never done residentials. So sky-rise ako, minimum of 40 floors.
Wow.
So mixed use siya, may hotels, may condos, may office. So very complicated siya.
Yeah.
And I get to meet so many different people from all over the world. Especially I worked in Singapore and in Tokyo.
Yeah.
So talagang very varied yung mga nationalities na nakausap ko. And when I came back to the Philippines, mas lalo ko na naging humbled because I speak with people and in the grassroots level.
Grabe, if I look at the shift of your life, you were in Singapore, earning, I'm sure, a lot as an architect, building these high rises, and then during the pandemic, sabi mo, I'm just gonna build furniture.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm gonna see how it goes. Balita ko na you went under lock-in for 3 months just to
Yes.
R&D yung
Yes,
mga
correct.
products mo.
So, ito
Tell us
yung
what was that like?
ito yung pumunta ako sa Nueva Ecija during the pandemic. So there's a lot of funny stories, but I don't want to dwell on that. But my dad and myself pumunta kami sa border ng Gapan, Nueva Ecija, and then on for 3 months nagkulong ako sa isang apartment doon. I was only paying 5,000 pesos per month in a
Okay.
very crude and very basic na apartment. Pero I was very close to the workers there. So, dun ko natutunan kung paano talaga gumawa ng rattan. Kasi ang una-una, nagde-design lang talaga ako eh. Hindi ko alam kung paano, how to put everything together. How do you assemble it? How do you make things easier? And how do you make things more efficient in terms of raw materials? So, doon ko siya lahat natutunan.
So as a designer, yun ba yung process na kailangan mo malaman?
Of course.
Oo.
You need to know your materials, number
Yeah.
one. You need to know how to make things efficient in terms of manufacturing.
And siguro work together, right? You
Of
can't-
course,
It's
yeah.
it's easy to go on a piece of paper, design something, padala mo sa production house, tapos pagdating
Yes.
parang, bakit ang different ng
Oo.
itsura?
It's really all about collaboration.
Tama.
Yung ikaw yung utak, ikaw yung sa design, and then sila yung gagawa. So kailangan nyo parati nag-uusap eh.
Tama.
Otherwise, magkakaroon ng disconnect at hindi magiging maganda yung finished product mo.
So why did you choose Valenzuela? Is it known for something?
Well, I just chose Valenzuela for economic reasons kasi mas mura yung warehouses doon. And
Yes.
also, very malapit kami sa mga raw materials.
Tama.
Valenzuela
Okay.
kasi ang daming mga warehouses dyan for raw materials. So,
So
that's
what are the raw materials you use? Kanina you said rattan.
rattan is our
Yes,
main raw
number one.
material. So we have metal, we have different types of marbles and stones. We usually use that also.
Yeah.
Synthetic materials for our outdoor products. So that naman we ship it in from Cebu.
Okay.
So everything is local pa rin. So we
Yes.
make sure that ang lahat ng products namin ay very, very local pa rin talaga in
Was
terms of
rattan
material.
on purpose?
It was on purpose, very
Okay.
much so. Because during the pandemic, di ba we were so engaged with bringing the outside to the inside. Kasi di ba we were so locked in.
Yeah.
Gusto natin makita na may mga halaman, kaya
Oo,
marami
tama,
naging
tama.
plantito-plantita.
Yeah.
And nagkaroon ng resurgence of rattan
Yes.
nung time na yon.
Yeah.
Yung boho chic movement, nagkaroon ng resurgence nung time na yon. And that time, sabi ko, so trendy ang material na to. Why don't we use that? And obviously, ang rattan kasi, it has a very nostalgic element to Filipinos. Kasi yun ang ginagamit ng materials na mga lolo't lola natin back in the
Yes.
1970s, in the 1960s.
It's like a trademark
It's a trademark.
Filipino kind of material.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's a Southeast Asian species of plant. Hindi mo ito makita anywhere else.
Yeah.
Kundi sa temperate
And then ang
regions in
ganda
Southeast
talaga
Asia.
niya when it's outdoors, it kind of blends with
Correct.
nature. What
Oo.
more if you put it inside?
Indoors.
Yeah.
Yes.
So did you think, okay, I'm gonna make furniture para sa outdoors lang or for indoors or just a whole
At the
collection?
beginning, nung indoors lang ako eh. And then I get to hear the market, the feedback. Jed, kailangan mo na sigurong evolve into putting up some outdoor furniture, which I did. And then now, so from indoor to outdoor, and now we're moving into big chandelier installations. So,
Really?
yeah,
Made
we
out
do
of
that.
what?
Made out of synthetic material siya. So
Okay.
meron din kami mga natural materials also.
Okay.
So sometimes we have big chandelier installations spanning about 15 meters long.
Yeah.
So we're doing that. So mga one-off pieces,
Yeah,
ginagawa
yeah,
na
yeah.
namin siya. And it's becoming more of like our bread and butter now because we are really able to make it unique
Yeah.
and purposeful dun sa particular client na yon. And we can really command a price for that.
I feel like you've become this artist, diba? From of course, I guess all along architecture you had to have that, but now it's more furniture design. You're coming up with
Yes.
these unique pieces. that you're crafting.
Yes. And the good thing is, in architecture, ang lifespan ng process mo is about 3 years, 5 years. From the moment you design all the way to handing over to the developer or to the client, it takes 3 to 5 years. Buildings, it would only take like 4 months at the most lang.
Yeah.
Pag mga big kami, sometimes nagbibigay kami 2 weeks lang, 3 weeks, 1 month, nakakapag-install na kami ng
So yung
chandelier.
timeline na
The timeline
gagawin.
is very, very short and it becomes more fulfilling. It becomes more, the achievement is felt
Yeah.
even, bigger.
Is it expensive rattan material, and where do you source it?
We have a supplier from Pampanga, and also there's a supplier that we have in Valenzuela where they
Okay.
source it all over the Philippines. So
Okay.
they have source in Palawan, they have source in Abra, in Quezon province. So in Luzon mostly,
Okay.
but we also have it in Davao and in Palawan. Is it expensive? It is expensive kapag more care is taken care of by the manufacturer, or kapag syempre mas valuable siya if there's a design touch into it
Yeah.
talaga, na hindi lang siya yung parang off the mill, off the rack kind of furniture piece.
Yes, it gives it a bit more uniqueness.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, Jed, kasi syempre we talk about all our success, especially entrepreneurs. But can you tell me, and syempre sa mga nanonood, what are some mistakes or one or two mistakes that you did as a business owner so that our audience can also learn? At it's not something na ikakahiya mo naman, it's actually something you learn from, tama ba?
Right. Siguro, yung mga rookie mistakes na nagtitipid ka at the beginning, pero in the end, parang because nagtipid ka sa material or nagtipid ka in a particular process or sequence
Okay.
of work, you ended up paying more because bumalik sa'yo yung item. Ganon.
Yeah.
So yun
You
ang
wanna
mga...
you wanna lower your cost, so
Yes,
sacrifice
exactly.
mo yung quality.
Correct. So, those are the rookie mistakes that we did at the beginning. Kasi syempre, wala din kaming pera, you know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
kailangan, we try to minimize all our expenses also. But then, marirealize mo, ay, nako, hindi pala dapat ganito. Kailangan talaga, you really have to invest on something good na.
Yes.
And saka ka magkakaroon ng better product. But then again, itong mistakes na to, itong improvement na to, sometimes hindi mo malalaman unless magkaroon ka ng mistake.
Yes.
'Di ba?
Pag hindi ka natututo from your mistakes, it's gonna happen
Yes.
again and again.
And yung accepting the mistake that you have is also an important thing that an entrepreneur must have. Na yung acceptance of that mistake na mangyayari, na merong pera talaga malulusta at merong effort na masasayang, okay lang yan.
Yeah.
Importante yan. It's part of the process. You have to embrace that. If you don't, at mawawalan ka na ng gana or mawawalan ka na ng loob, hindi ka talaga magpa-fly.
Yes. I mean, I think sharing from my sister also, she always allocates budget because business owner din siya for mistakes.
Mistakes,
Parang
yes.
miscellaneous. Dun dumadating. And I think sa mga nanonood ngayon, mga ka-asenso natin, that's something that they don't necessarily budget for or they
Oo.
don't have a plan B for. Pero it's good to have that in mind. When we talk about your furniture, ano yung pinaka-first piece that you were very proud of?
Marami kaming pieces. Siguro nag-stand out would be the Alon chair.
Oh, okay.
It's the Alon
Is
chair.
that the one in Dirty Linen?
No, that's a Pabo chair.
Okay.
It's actually the Pabo chair. So let's talk about Pabo chair. The Pabo chair kasi it's a piece na ginawa namin as a modern version of the Peacock chair.
Okay.
Yung malaking
Yes.
paganyan na siya, made out of parang walis ting-ting siya noon eh. If hindi alam na maraming mga viewers natin, the Peacock chair was popularized in the late 1800s to the beginning of the 1900s, and it's actually designed by a German guy who is a prisoner sa Manila Bilibid prison.
Wow.
Tapos, because of that, ang mga inmates ng Manila Bilibid prison, sila yung gumagawa. At
Okay.
sumikat siya all over the world. So, naging iconic ang Peacock chair because of that. Sa Philippines na siya ginagawa. So, maraming mga articles yan, worldwide, globally acclaimed yan, na yung Peacock chair na it was born in the Philippines. And so, sabi ng isa kong friend, na gawa daw ako na isang modern version ng Peacock chair. And that was it, the Pabo chair. It became a very iconic piece na hiniram ng ABS-CBN sa Dirty Linen.
Yes.
And then, marami na rin kami mga politicians na nag-order niyan.
Talaga?
Yeah.
They put it in their outdoor.
In their houses. Well, I don't know. I mean, outdoor is okay also.
Yeah.
But
Or
indoors.
more indoor. Okay.
More
For
of
their
indoors.
dining room table.
Meron kaming client na ginawa nilang dalawang kabisera
Okay, tama.
ng
tama.
long dining table nila.
And then, ano yung mga matching chairs? I always think about that eh. Dapat matching lahat eh.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know kung anong nilagay, pero nag-order lang sila ng dalawa for kabisera.
What about Miss Pia Wurtzbach? You made a custom piece
Yes.
for her.
So we're doing lanai pieces for her sa
Okay.
kanyang bagong bahay
Yes.
here in Manila. So gumawa kami ng kabisera also. We call that the binibini chair.
Okay.
And it's very flowy, it's very curvaceous. Tapos gumawa din kami ng bench na we call that as a lasso bench. So, ribbon. So, by the way, yung mga pieces kasi namin, they're very much in tune with Filipino icons and Filipino heritage.
Yes.
You're right. So, ganun na siya namin ni-name. And yung forms niya, it's also very similar to those Filipino
So that's
icons
where you
eh.
take inspiration.
Correct. Yeah. It's
Galing.
yeah. So meron kami mga side table called the bunot side table
Okay.
because
Bunot.
the shape is
Yeah.
really like a bunot.
Bunot,
Yung
yeah.
mga hus and then yung mga walis ting-ting, we have those yung mga walis ting-ting bench and yung mga lamps namin na called na saranggola.
So would you say it's more Filipino aesthetic or more modern? Or how do you find the balance between both?
Yung forms and the shapes are inspired by Filipino icons and heritage and culture natin. The forms is a mixture of that Filipino heritage and icons plus yung mga modern silhouettes ng trendy designs ba. So I don't know how to explain it, but it's definitely a mix of Filipino and the global things that I feel are beautiful.
Okay.
If that makes sense at all.
Yeah. So you take
Inspiration from
from Filipino pieces,
Yeah.
or probably doesn't even necessarily have to be pieces. It could be an idea,
correct.
and then you
Basically,
kind of
parang
transform it.
ine-elevate ko yung Filipino design natin, yung what we're used to in terms of what we feel is beautiful. And then I just try to elevate that in terms of what I sense is a global, standard of what a beautiful object is.
So you take inspiration from Filipino like heritage pieces, could be an idea,
Yeah.
and then you create your own with a modern
Correct.
twist.
Yes.
I love
That's
that.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like, could you make a very simple tissue box made out of rattan or
Why
something like
not?
that?
Why not?
Right?
Parang
I don't
ganyan,
know.
yeah.
I'm just thinking parang
So
what's-
it's basically all about elevating it, you
Yeah.
know? Kasi parang I feel every Filipino deserves to enjoy good and beautiful product. Not
Yeah.
just, art, but also furniture.
yeah.
Because that's something the furniture kasi it's not art. It's just not art. It's a functional art.
Yes.
We sit on it, we use it,
Yes.
right? So sometimes nagiging utilitarian ang design ng mga furniture because it's easily broken, very high maintenance siya. But
Yeah.
we can always merge to make furniture to become beautiful, become like
And functional.
and functional at the same
How
time.
do you ensure the quality of every single piece that you release? Is there a process? Is it you talaga who goes to the factory in Valenzuela, chine-check mo ba? Or
At the beginning, ganyan.
Yeah,
Kasi
but now may team
meron
ka.
ng tao na to do the quality control and quality check. So, we keep up to date in terms of what are the ways and the processes and the systems involved in quality control.
Yeah.
Even yung treatment namin ng rattan. Kasi sometimes rattan, natural product, binubukbok, yung bukbok, madalas yan for rattan and also for bamboo furniture.
Jed, I'm sure you help out the community there because ang dami mong jobs na nabibigyan.
Yes.
How many employees do you have? Can I
We are
ask?
very, very small.
Which is,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't be ashamed of
No,
that.
I'm not
You should be
ashamed. I'm actually
proud.
very proud kasi we're
Yeah.
very lean
Yeah.
and we know that everyone is really doing their best and doing their
Exactly.
best.
Alam mo, ang daming matutunan ng mga nanonood because you don't have to have a big team to
Correct.
be
Totoo yun.
efficient.
Totoo yun.
Diba? Especially pag startup, kailangan marunong ka ng 2 or 3 job.
Yes.
Diba? That's really where people start.
Siguro ang important lang is when do you press the button to say na, mag-scale up na ako.
Oo.
And this
So,
is when...
kailan?
Yun na, hindi ko rin alam. Medyo
Paano
mahirap.
natin matutunan? Diba?
Medyo mahirap talaga siya. It's always a touch and feel
Yeah.
Kailangan mo talagang pakiramdaman siya. Sometimes yung entrepreneur instinct mo, kailangan talagang very malakas. Wala
Yes.
pa ako masyado nun
Yeah.
unfortunately. So we'll see, we'll still, test the waters
Hindi,
and see.
ganito na lang. I read you as somebody who has the right amount of risk appetite. Ang ayaw mong gawin is to hire so many people, tas in the
That's
end,
true.
That's
true.
Ang daming tauhan, ang ang laki
Tas
ng
walang
overhead
trabaho.
mo, and then walang trabaho. It's more stressful like that.
Exactly,
diba? So
exactly.
it's better to grow organically from people's
I
demands.
totally agree.
And
yes.
something also I learned just from watching interviews is slowly is the fastest way to grow.
I love
Diba?
that. Yeah.
You don't have to put shame or anything in that. Na parang,
Totoo.
minsan, we have to learn different, like you said, jobs.
Yeah.
So how many employees do you have now?
So we have 25, I think, at the
Oh,
moment.
That's not little. That's a lot. Oh, ang dami na
Well,
25. Okay.
Talaga ba? I don't know.
Yes.
Compared to really big furniture manufacturers here in the Philippines, in Pampanga, oh
Yeah.
dear. Mga nasa ano sila, 300, 500, sometimes they even go up to 1,000
Yeah.
workers. So,
So but they started at 25. Okay.
ouch.
and then these
That's
25,
true.
they live in Valenzuela or I
Yeah,
guess,
some of them are actually stay in and some of them are actually hinire na lang namin throughout our stay in Valenzuela, and then slowly, uy, magaling din tong ano to, kapitbahay namin, baka pwede nating maipasok sa workshop.
ang dami yung
So
nabibigyan
ganon.
ng trabaho.
Yeah. That's the beauty of being put in a place and staying there for a while.
Yes.
Kasi parang people, the word gets out na merong company na ganito, and then everyone is hearing about you, and then they're more interested about what you do, and baka maka-contribute din sila sa company.
And lalo na if your company has, certain types of morals or integrity or company culture where
Yes.
people, enjoy working there.
Yes.
Minsan kasi, yes, you're paying so much tapos sobrang toxic ng work.
Yeah.
Diba? You have to also work on that, I guess, as a founder.
And especially kasi when people talk about you and the company, the culture of the company outside with their parents, with their families, malalaman nila yun eh. And people won't get really interested in, going into that company anymore. Pati yung mga kaibigan nila, ay, ayokong pumasok na dyan.
Oo, parang mahirap or yung
Diba?
boss hindi mabait.
But no eh, we're getting the opposite, which
Yeah.
is everyone is happy and everyone's positive about it.
That's so nice. Jed, I wanted to ask you, paano kaya makakatulong ang DTI sa business mo?
Maraming ways. So, yun nga, we talked about scaling up.
Yes, to expand.
To expand,
Yes.
diba? So I think this is where DTI could also help us assist. And I think napag-usapan din namin to before with Justin na parang I think this is where kapag nag-push na talaga ako ng button to really scale up, pupuntahan ko na yung DTI talaga and really ask them, what are the programs are there ready for me in terms of loans, in terms of assistance sa mga trade shows, in terms of assistance sa upskilling ng mga
Yeah.
workers namin. I believe may program ang DTI dyan. It's really
Yes.
more about finding out the best
Yes.
program for you and also kung ano yung appetite mo of parang compromise. Kasi when you do your upskilling, for example, maraming masasacrifice din sa
Yes.
company mo just to really get involved into that. Investments also it's there.
Last few questions because I know we're taking up too much of your time. What's next for your brand? Do you plan to use other local materials? Do you want to kind of have a different range of maybe smaller items that are, I guess, easier to purchase? Or are you going to stick to, grand chandeliers and unique pieces? Because that's very interesting. And parang there's a wide range, spectrum.
Yes. So, yung product mix namin right now, kasi like you mentioned, so we do indoor, outdoor, and yung mga installations for chandeliers and wall arts. So, yun ang pinaka-main three product mix namin. For the accessories, medyo kaunti pa. So we're gonna do mirrors, we're gonna do yung mga home accessories, homewares, we're also expanding into that. But also, I think we are going to expand more sa mga outdoor furniture talaga namin. Kasi that's where really a big market, the big chunk of the market is. So yung gagamit ng mga teak wood,
Wow.
yon. So it's going to be more on the wood and more upholstered pieces na very comfortable. Kasi yung mga pieces namin right now, rattan siya. And it's like really showcase pieces na wala masyadong upholstery. But people are giving us feedback now. Maybe you should put more upholstered
Upholstery, okay.
pieces in there.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. So
Something for everyday living inside the
yes,
house.
and nagkakaroon naman kami niyan. I mean, if you look at our collection, meron na kami siya ngayon, but hindi pa siya yung full-blown collection na we really wanted it to be known for.
So what do you want to be known for? Or kumbaga, ano ba yung legacy na gusto mong tatak sa industriya ng furniture?
Right.
If you were to
Ang
choose.
pinaka-important for me are two things. One is I would be able to really motivate yung mga young designers and to really motivate anybody who wants to become not just entrepreneurs, but really more on the design part na parang we need to elevate our design capabilities as Filipinos kasi medyo nakukulangan na yung magaling tayo sa design. We're known in Southeast Asia as good designers, but to have more confidence in bringing it out
Okay,
to the global
export.
world.
Yes.
Yun ang kailangan talaga natin. So, natatalo na kasi tayo ng Indonesia. Thailand, medyo okay pa tayo eh. But Indonesia talaga, they're very, very good at it now. And in terms of yung price point, magaling din talaga Indonesia to do that. So, I really wish to motivate more designers, budding designers, to look into that. And not just the design part, but also the entrepreneurship, to find out more how to be more business-minded.
Yeah.
And number 2, what I wanted to do is to really make furniture, good furniture, accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
Na hindi tayo snooty that furniture should only be expensive. We want furniture, affordable furniture that can be enjoyed and used by everyone. So that's why we started this product line, the collection, in a very good price point. Kasi that's my goal talaga.
Yeah.
Ayoko masyadong snooty at the beginning, especially if I want to make myself in a good mark in the industry. I want people to really enjoy the art, the furniture. And that's what we have been doing. We are very careful about our price point.
Nice.
Yeah.
So last question, Jed. What would your advice be to Filipinos who are thinking of starting a creative business, especially during hard times, inflation, but they lack the courage? What are like your top 3 tips?
Number 1, just do it.
Nike. Okay.
The very first thing is to really just do it. Kailangan kasi pag may naisip ka, gawin mo na siya, wag mo na siyang i-prolong.
Okay.
Number 2 is what I always say is and it's a common entrepreneurship mantra: fail fast, fail cheap.
Okay.
If you really want to do and start something, make sure that it's something that you know you will fail fast and you will fail cheap.
Oh, scary naman to know that I'm gonna fail fast. Okay.
Because that's only when you will figure out na, kailangan ko na mag-plan B.
Okay.
So, you know, important doon. And number 3 is the grit and the fortitude. Kailangan mo talaga yon. You really need to have that heart of a warrior na kahit anong challenge yan at kahit anong delubyo yan, kayang-kaya mo siyang ma-overcome.
Thank you so much, Jed. Alam mo, you have proven that success isn't just about sales. It's also about a story of substance, which I'm so impressed that what you've done and how you've grown your business. I mean, 25 employees is a lot. That's something to be proud of. Okay, do you want to promote or gusto mo mag-imbita sa mga ka-asenso natin?
Of course. Thank you. So if you wish to look at our pieces, maybe purchase or maybe just support and just have, bored lang kayo and you want to look at beautiful pieces, you could visit our website, www.jedyabut.com. We're on Instagram and on Facebook at Jed Yabut Furniture. And we are also very active on Instagram. So all our announcements are there. Kapag may trade shows kami, please visit us. We're also displaying in Manila Fame. That will be on October 6th to 8th, if I'm not wrong.
All right. Thank you so much, Jed. Nung panahon ng pandemic, while the world was at a standstill, Jed Yabut dared to build. With rattan in hand and purpose in heart, he created more than furniture. He created stories. Stories woven with culture, carved with resilience, and finished with pride. Jed's journey reminds us that Filipino craftsmanship isn't just alive, it's thriving. And when you lead with vision, respect for heritage, and a heart for community, the world will not only take notice, it will take pride. So to every aspiring Filipino entrepreneur out there, don't wait for the perfect conditions. Be like Jed. Start where you are, use what you have, and create something that matters, because the best businesses don't just build profit. They build people. They build purpose, and they build for a better future. This has been Isabel Daza. Ito ang DTI Asenso Pilipino, ang kaagapay sa pag-asenso ng bawat pamilyang Pilipino.
Asenso Pilipino.